Why electric mobility? Today, transport contributes approximately 1/4 of all energy-related carbon dioxide emissions into the atmosphere. This is set to reach 1/3, growing faster than any other sector. To achieve a cleaner transport sector, a combination of measures need to be implemented worldwide. These include better designed cities, more non-motorized transport facilities, more public transport, cleaner and more efficient on-road fleets, including electric vehicles. Investments in electric mobility contribute to improved air quality, a reduction in climate emissions, reduction in dependence on imported petrol or diesel, spur research and investment in renewable energy, thus enabling countries to harness their economic potential by improved balance of trade, creating jobs in assembly or manufacturing, creating of new value chains, investments in renewable energy, and creating synergies in ICT and improving livelihoods in the informal sector. We see 7 SDG goals more or less directly linked to electric mobility. SDG Goal 7, ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. SDG Goal 8, decent work and economic growth. Especially in Africa, we see a large number of young people starting businesses in the rideshare and as drivers of motor taxis. SDG Goal 9, industry, innovation, infrastructure. Innovative transportation systems link into SDG Goal 11, make cities inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable, as well as SDG Goal 3 regarding good health and well-being through decreased air pollution, allowing for a safer living environment and more sustainable growth of the city and its population. SDG Goal 12, responsible growth and consumption. SDG Goal 13, climate action, take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. There are a number of e-mobility initiatives being carried out in the East African region. These include e-buses by Kira Motors in Uganda, e-boda-bodas by multiple vendors all over the region, e-tuk-tuks in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania and Kisumu, Kenya, e-matatu by Opibus in Kenya, and e-bike share by Guraride in Rwanda. Now we shall get a mobility snapshot of some of the cities within the region. Dar es Salaam, 39% of people walk, 47.9% use buses or daladalas, 4.9% use motorcycles, 3.7% use a car, 3.3% use the BRT. There is a growing usage of motorcycles. Short trips are normally done by walking and cycling, while longer trips are done on motorized transport. These include the bus, BRT, urban rail. Due to the presence of the waterways, 0.3% of city residents use the ferry. They also have access to the successful implementation of the BRT system. Kigali, 52% of the population use non-motorized transport. 17% use public transport, 16% use the motor, and 15% use cars. Other things to mention there include BRT planning is ongoing together with the development of a new master plan that encourages compact development along BRT corridors and reduction in parking supply. Nairobi, 47% of the population walk to their destination, 42% use public transport, 7% use a car, 1% cycle, and 3% use other means of transport. Public transport in Nairobi is mainly composed of privately owned and operated transport options that include matatus, which are minibuses, buses, motorcycle taxis, also known as boda-boda, bicycles, and tricycles, also known as tuk-tuk. There is an opportunity for electrification in bus fleets. In Uganda, Kira Motors has launched 2 units of electric buses in the capital city of Kampala. Similarly, BRT systems offer an opportunity to have electric buses within the fleets. there has been a marked increase in the purchase of 2- and 3-wheelers within the East African region. In Uganda, the motorcycle taxis, commonly known as boda-bodas, are the second largest employer after agriculture and the largest employer of the youth. In 2013, Uganda imported motorcycles worth $31 million. In Kenya, the motorcycle fleet tripled in size between the year 2000 and 2016. This fleet size is set to triple again over the next 30 years. 2-wheelers are an effective means of transport in rural areas. This may be seen through the large number of bicycles and motorcycles along the border towns in East Africa. In Rwanda, over the past 4 years between 2014 and 2018, there was an increase in the purchase of motorized vehicles, with motorbike purchases showing the largest increase. If the current trend of acquisition of motorcycles with internal combustion engine continues as it is, there will be an increase in emissions within the East African region. The next slide shows the scenario of Rwanda, where there will be an increase in emissions should the situation continue as it is. Similarly, in Kenya, there will be an increase in emissions should the country not put in place CO2 mitigation measures. The increased demand for motorcycles, together with the need to support CO2 emission mitigating measures, creates an opportunity for the introduction of electric vehicles. The slide on the screen shows as the developments in the electric mobility industry increase within the coming years, the payback time for acquiring an electric motorcycle will reduce. There are a couple of things we need to think about as we look into electrification of vehicles within this ecosystem. We need to think about regulation, relevant skills needed to manufacture, assemble, maintain the electric vehicles, access to relevant parts and materials, business models, employment opportunities, renewable energy sources, safety of pedestrians, passengers, and drivers with a specific focus on children, women, and the elderly, integration with new technologies to build contextually relevant solutions, and ultimately, safe battery disposal and recycling. In conclusion, there is indeed an opportunity to electrify multiple modes of transportation within the East African region. This can contribute to improved health, reduced fuel transportation costs, increased national saving on fossil fuel imports, and opportunities for job creation within the green economy.